kind of
Yes, I
manifest?
really like I've really been right now struggling with like a rebrand. I'm not really sure which way I want to go. I feel like I'm overdue to like start switching things up. That's why the other day I was like working on like watching tons of videos on how to like edit differently and like just learn how to different editing skills. And I
Hmm.
just want to like up my content. I really want to be I really my ideal, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I want to like portray like that high end like black girl luxury kind of like aesthetic.
Hmm.
And I just really want to work with more brands. I feel like I can be very marketable. I know when I'm working with different brands or if somebody gives me something to create, like, okay, here's a product, we want you to create something for this product. I can be super creative that way. So I feel like I'll be perfect.
All right, well, look, I'm Don Rude. This is Culture Convos Podcast, and I'm happy to have DiVoy'e on the podcast with us. I want to say thanks for having me on your podcast when we were getting ready for RootCon. You kind of threw me a look and gave me an opportunity to
Yeah.
promote what we had going on. So thank you for that.
No problem. Thank you for coming to my podcast.
Hell yeah. So yeah, if you don't know, check it out. It is called the Pretty Cookie Podcast.
Pricey Cookie Podcast.
Pricey. Ah, damn, I fucked it up. Now you got to tell us a little more about it. We're gonna do a little deep dive. Where'd you come up with the name?
So I wanted to start I knew at some point I was going to start a podcast. I just knew at some point I was going to start one.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been thinking about this for like years. Like I'm on YouTube, like, but I want to eventually like branch off and to start like a podcast. And then I just was thinking forever about what I wanted the name to be. And I literally was sleeping in the middle of the night and I just woke up and I said Pricey Cookie. I don't know why. I'm so like random and weird like that. But I literally was sleeping and I woke up and said Pricey Cookie. And then I wrote it down. And that's like really how I came up with the name. And I was like, yeah, I like that.
Definitely take it. So, quick question. Now that we got that out the way, let's talk a little bit about your journey to like, I mean, because the podcasting is something that you most recently got into.
Yeah, that's kind of
And
newer.
so, and one thing about like me and I mean, obviously I started the I Am Root brand, but like I love studying culture and people in the community. Like, there's
Mhm.
people that I meet that have no idea. I've been following them for a long period of time, like, and
Okay.
just kind of like watching their growth, not on like creepy shit, but I love success stories. I love seeing people like,
Yeah.
this is what I want to be, and then watching them transform into that over the span of 4 years. And you've definitely been one of those creatives that like we've looked at, and obviously you've come to an event in the past, but
Mhm.
like I mentioned on your podcast, like I saw you doing some acting stuff, and like, so just tell us a little bit about your background. Like, where were you born? Like, what'd you get into in high school? What extracurriculars, and how did you get to Arizona?
Okay, so I'm from a really small place. It's Michigan City, Indiana, actually. So it's like right like 15 minutes away from Gary, like 30, 45 minutes away from Chicago. So that's where I'm from originally. When I was in high school, I was kind of shy. I was always interested in like acting, but I've always been like when I was in high school, I was super shy, super shy. And I needed some credits to graduate. So my guidance counselor put me in acting. So that really kind of like got me more into it. And then I just stuck with it. I ended up being with like a theater company, and we traveled like all over the United States doing like stage plays. It was like a gospel stage play. So I've been to a lot of places because of that. But I wanted to branch off and start my YouTube channel just because I wanted to have like I wanted to have my own like creative and I just wanted my own creative space as opposed to doing things and playing characters of other people. So I started my YouTube channel and I just been doing that ever since.
So, when did you actually start the YouTube channel?
I started my YouTube channel back in 2008, but I wasn't really serious about it just because like the environment that I was in was it wasn't very a creative friendly environment. I feel like back where I'm from, Indiana is just very conservative. People don't think outside the box. People are just very one track minded.
Hmm.
And I've never been like that. So I've always like felt like when I was living there, I just didn't fit in. And so I ended up moving to Arizona. But yeah, I started YouTube, and it didn't really go too well when I lived in Indiana. So I did it here and there, but then I ended up stopped doing it. And when I moved to Arizona, I moved out here by myself. So I was really bored. I didn't have any friends. And I was just going through so much because when I moved here, I literally just had one suitcase and moved here on one suitcase. And I had never even been here before. Like I just randomly like moved here. And I gave away all my stuff. I quit my job. I just said, man, forget it. I'm out of here.
So why?
And then, uh-huh.
Sorry. So while you were back home though, what like was it a Google search? What landed AZ? Like,
So traveling with the stage play, I've been to a lot of different like states and cities. And I was thinking like, I really want to get out of here. I really want to get out of here so bad. Like I just don't fit in here. I just want to see what else is out there. And by traveling, I was like, I see what's out there, like a little bit of what else is out there. Because in Indiana, I'd never been nowhere. I had never even been on a plane before, like when I lived there. So I wrote down some places that I've been that I would like to move. So I wrote down Philadelphia. I really like Philadelphia. I love New York. I love to be in New York. Where else did I write? I wrote California just because I like the weather.
nice.
And Arizona was right there. I had never even been to Arizona before. I'm like, what's in Arizona? So I Googled like the crime rate, the cost of living. Like I looked at different, like what's there to do there. And I actually Googled best places for single women to live. And Phoenix was one of them. So I was like, oh, let me check this out. So I Googled it and I looked at jobs and I was like, I'm going to go there. So I came here, I flew here by myself and I stayed in a hotel for a week. And then I got on the city bus and then I just took the city bus and just let it ride all the way to the very end. And I was just like looking around, checking out like how it is. And I was like, oh, I like this. I can do this. So then when I flew back home, I just started giving away all my stuff. I just threw all my stuff away, gave away all my stuff. I quit my job. I took out my 401k and then I just booked a ticket and looked for an apartment online. And I just love.
Wow. Talk about a leap of faith right there, just
I
like,
know. It's so funny because like now that I'm older, like now I think back on it, I was like, man, that was crazy because I have so much anxiety now. I'm like, I would never do nothing like that.
get on the bus and ride it to the end.
Yeah, I just got on the bus and just rode it all over Phoenix, all the way to the end, and then rode it back, and then just to see like what the area looks like what is it around. I stopped at the mall. Like one of the first places I went to when I visit here was Metro Center Mall. Mm-hmm. And I walked in, and you know how there's like people at the kiosk, like when you walk in the mall, everybody was so nice, and I was like, everybody's nice here. Like I just love it here. Like I'm gonna move here. I think I'm gonna do it. And it's so funny because when I moved here, I didn't tell anybody in my family that I was planning to move until like a week before I left.
Oh wow!
And so I told my mom I was leaving. She didn't believe me. Because like you know how you have that family member that's like, I'm gonna do this one day, I'm gonna do that, and a lot of people aren't dreamers. I feel like Black people. Well, not just Black people, maybe, but just a lot of people aren't taught when they're grown up to dream. Like, it's not okay to dream. I feel like that's one thing that I feel like people need to get better at. But I've always been a dreamer, and I'll be like, I'm going to move here one day. I'm going to leave. And my mom will be like, no, you're not. No, you're not. And then she's like one of the type of people where she'll try to like scare me out of doing something. Like, I'll have something set in my mind, and she's like, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? And I'm like, no, I'm going to do it. Right. So I knew she was going to try to talk me out of it, and I was like, no, I'm getting out of here. And I didn't tell her till a week before I was leaving. And she didn't believe me until I left.
Right, started going, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
and
while you're
gonna come running back, you'll be back. 8 years
that's
later,
even more motivation right there. What?
Right,
I like yeah. Nah, that's real. So while you were talking, I got inspired with 2 additional things. So I kind of want to talk about like the early stage fire, like because like myself, like when I came from LA, I definitely had this like fire behind me just because LA is such a busy place. And
you born and raised in LA?
Yep. Yep. Oh. Well, yep. And I came here in 2010 for college, but like I just need to get out of LA. Like 10 days after I graduated high school, I was out of here. Like came to AZ, started summer school, like did that whole thing. But I was just like super ambitious because like being around where I was from, a lot of people were into like grinding, entrepreneurship, but it was like packed. It's busy. It's all kind of stuff going on. So to build my own is definitely possible. But like I wanted to go to college, I want to get away from my family. I have a pretty big family, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to feel like, I was on my own, doing my own thing. And my family was really, really, really supportive. So I can't knock them for that. They kind of made me feel like, I could do whatever I want to do. Even though while I was blessed there. And that's why even with this brand and root for each other, like I get that from my family because they always made me feel like, you could do it, So when I got to where I got to, it was just like, I'm gonna find people and enlighten them the best way I can and just show love and support. Obviously that eventually came, like in hindsight, that's the kind of thing that I put together based on my character, but at least
Yeah.
like, the root of it all was like that family love and appreciation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's so good. I wish I had more like supportive people. Like I feel like for everything that I've been through in my life, like and just like the cards I was dealt with, I've been doing like pretty okay. But some people get discouraged really easy. And I'm like, dang, if I'm doing like okay now, I wonder what I would have been if I would have had that strong support system. I would have been like,
Just going crazy.
yeah.
Right? I mean, because honestly, from the outside looking in, I don't know your story, but like, you definitely look like a person today who, is walking in confidence and like, you are embodying exactly who you want to be. And I'm sure you have your
Oh
own,
my gosh,
like,
I'm so far.
I could imagine, you know what I'm saying? Just because, like, the way you were talking about how you got out here, you don't want to tell your family. And I think, like, I was bringing up the early stage fire because, like, even though our paths are slightly different, but, like, there was a moment that we decided, like, yo, we got to get out of our environments, and go be ourselves, and, like, the risks that you were willing to take by flying out here, getting on the bus, taking it to the end, and all of those things. It's like, what of that do you miss? Like, not like getting on the bus, but like when you were young, that like I just get up and do whatever. Because like when I first started, like making beats, I'll make beats for whoever. I'll write, I'll just like go anywhere. I'll pull up with my drum machine and my computer. I'll pull up with my camera, and like we were just doing these
Yeah.
things, and like we felt so ambitious. But as we got further in our craft, we realized, oh damn, how much work it actually take to pull off X, Y, and Z, whatever these things are. So we may not take those risks because we realize, like, damn, that's a lot of work. So
Yeah.
what, if anything, do you miss about like some of your early, like fiery, ambitious moments that you had?
I feel like when I first started doing like YouTube, I just started, so there's so much content to create. Like there's just so much like, well, I can do this and this and this because nobody's ever seen me before. Like I can do this. Now I feel like I've done like a lot of things. So I'm like, now it's to the point, and now there's TikTok and there's so many other like platforms and creators, and you think you're a creative person, but then you meet somebody else. I'm like, damn, this person, like, they doing a thing. Like, and then it just makes you feel like kind of less than. So I guess like one thing I miss is just like all the ideas, like all the like fresh creativity that I used to have. Now it's just like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, this has been done before. Okay, well I can still do it, but how can I make it different? And you got to think,
Yeah.
wow, like you said, wow, this is a lot of work. Like this is a lot of time thing because I don't want to do nothing half-assed and then just film something and put it out, and then so you have to really think and just be like creative. So I just miss that fresh, raw, like I haven't done this before, nobody's ever seen me before creativity.
Right. No, that's real. I like that answer
Yeah.
a lot. And then, so another thing that I
But
want to, oh, go ahead. I
yeah.
don't want to cut you off. Are
No,
you
now
right?
I guess it's okay because like it's fun because it's more challenging because you have to think of like different ideas than everybody else. Where if you take an idea from somebody else, how to make it different and make it you. So that's kind of fun, but still, I just miss being like, well, I never did this before. I'm doing this because I just like this. It's like a fresh slate. So
No, that's real. So you talked about earlier when you got here, you hit the mall, folks were receptive and everything like that. So once you actually moved here, what's been your experience? Because like me as a curator here in Arizona, I've heard it all. Like folks don't support folks, then there's a community of really supportive folks, and it varies here in Arizona when it comes to the creative spaces. So what has been your experience with like just receiving support or feeling welcomed in Arizona?
yes, that's a good question. So every time I talk to somebody about Arizona or somebody asks me about Arizona, they're like, everybody's weird there. Nobody supports there. Like my experience is I love it here. I feel like I fit in here. I feel like I really was blessed to fall into where I was supposed to be because I feel like I'm really supposed to be from Arizona. Like I love it here so much. People are so nice. Ever since I moved here, I've known like I've just met some of those most amazing, sweetest people, the kindest people. Everyone, there's more content creators here. I feel like where I'm from, there's not a lot of people who are willing to put their self out there like that. And you really don't think it's a big deal, but to somebody who's not comfortable putting themselves out there and being judged like that, it's a bigger deal than you think. Like even for what you do, what I do, what we both do as creators, like everybody can't be a creator because everybody doesn't have that confidence to put themselves out there like that because they're afraid of being judged. So out here, everybody just is just nice. There's other content creators. There's a lot of people that are relatable. I feel like, I don't know why some people say they don't like Arizona. I've had nothing but like good experiences here.
That's good to
And
hear.
then people always, there's no culture in Arizona. You gotta go to the right places. Like you just have to find the right places. Like and there's nothing to do here. There's so much to do here. But I guess it just depends on what you're interested in. But for what I'm interested in, I feel like it fits me perfect here.
Right. And I feel like too it's the role of folks like us and more specifically you because you create content in the way that you do things like vlog. Like you'll go out to a coffee spot or you'll go out to a restaurant and you'll post like, yo, here it is. Here's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And kind of letting people know things are out there. So I feel like as like content creators and others like step into their roles of like illuminating the city by like putting out media and content about these places, like people even from outside, they'll catch a TikTok and they're like, oh, yo, there's like this bar here that looks like a train place, you know, and it's like, oh, you can find that and like really go on these like little adventures and like find these little niche places in Arizona, or you can hit Roosevelt Row where all the businesses are built out of houses. Like there's certain unique aspects to Arizona and Phoenix specifically that folks can definitely get connected with.
Yeah, oh, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, I feel like out of all the places I've been, Phoenix is very unique. I feel like, to me, I feel like it is. There's so many things to do here that, again, like you were saying, people just don't know, but they catch a TikTok or something and they'll be like, oh, wow, that's really cool.
Yep, absolutely. That's the way to go. So what was your early days like? So when you were back home, were you super comfortable on camera, like before you got to Arizona?
Oh my gosh. I would film a lot. I used to film a lot of things, but I would never post it. Mm-hmm. I used to film on this big ass camcorder that my mom had. I stole it from her, and I was filming videos in my bathroom, sitting on my bathroom sink. That's where I would film all my videos. And even if you go on my YouTube channel, I did a video like I think it was around December where I was like reacting to an old video, like one of my first videos or something like that. It was so terrible, but it was so funny. But I feel like, yeah, I forgot where I was going with that.
So do you remember your first ever video that you recorded?
Yes, my first ever video that I filmed for YouTube was a video about how I wanted to move away to a different state.
Oh, nice. So it was like a little vlog and you're kind of, or were you just like chatting in front of the cam, just talking about
I was just chatting in front of the cam. I was in my bathroom and I was like, yo, I hate it here so much. I want to move to, I think I wanted to move to Philadelphia at the time. I was stuck on Philly and I'm like, I want to move to, and this is why. And then it's just so funny because I feel like I manifested that because I really did. I didn't move to where I said I wanted to move at the time, but I did get out of Indiana.
Okay.
I was like, when I look back on that one, I'm like, wow, like I really was like set on moving and it took me a while, but I actually did it.
Got it. Yeah, you made it a goal and you achieved it for sure. So I do have a question about like some challenges that you faced, not like from like we talked a little bit about like family and like, you know, or feeling supported and stuff like that. But like as a content creator, like once you're kind of in the flow, and I know most of us and a lot of us face issues with like, you know, financing our hobby. Like we are into a hobby that's not cheap. You know what I'm saying? For me making music, I got to buy pianos, drum machines, all these layers of equipment. For you, microphones, cameras, lighting, cables, you know, you got little, if you want to walk around, you need the gimbal for the phone. It's so many different things. And as you keep creating, you find other creators with shit and you're like, yo, what the hell is that? Like, I think I could use that, you know, and then you're in the space of all of this stuff. So outside of just the financial challenges, what's been some creative challenges maybe that you feel that you faced lately, or maybe one that was a big one that you had to get over years ago?
I feel like one of the biggest creative challenges, and I feel like this might be for every creator, and I think everybody can vouch for this, is just figuring out what the algorithm is. That is just so like, the algorithm used to be good back in the day, and then things are changing. Like you can't say certain things on YouTube, you can't post certain things, they monitor when you say certain words.
Right.
And just figuring out the algorithm, what's going to get more views, how to get your videos out there. I think that social media is so oversaturated with a lot of the same kind of content from different people. Yeah. So it's just like, how do I stand out? How do I beat the algorithm and get my post to post on the algorithm above everybody else's? Like, so you got to use hashtags, figure out what hashtags, figure out what time to, it's like getting really specific, like what time to post, what, like, it's just a lot. So that's just something I still struggle to this day to figure out. Because you just never know. You just never know. Like, and all the algorithms are different. Like, YouTube algorithm is different than Instagram. Instagram is different than TikTok. TikTok has a good algorithm right now because you can blow up fast on there.
Right.
Like you can grow fast on there. YouTube is so hard. Instagram is like in the middle, I feel like. But that's like a really big like challenge. Figuring out the algorithm.
So I know that your primary focus is YouTube because You have your channel there, about 1,700, almost 2,000 subscribers, right?
Almost 2,000. I'll hit 1,500 soon, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember sometime last year. I remember you posted the 1,200, and I've been seeing it like slowly grind up.
So I'm growing slowly on there.
Right. So, what's been your favorite? Obviously, I know that YouTube is your focus, but like, what's anyone that's giving you the most success? Surprisingly, like, because I know for a lot of people, TikTok was successful. I know you post
Yeah.
a lot on the stories. I think you call it Insta Snap or something like that.
Yes.
Snapgram.
So my favorite. Okay. So YouTube is my favorite to post. Like I love to make videos. I like to make long videos because I love to edit. I just want everybody to leave me alone. I just want to put my glasses on, give me a coffee, and be on my computer and just practice editing. Like I just recently figured out how to duplicate myself and like talk to myself. So I just figured that out. So I'm so excited because I've been playing with that. So I want to have some more content like that.
Oh shoot, okay.
But my favorite app, I like to make YouTube content. Instagram, that's those are my people. I love Instagram so much. But I have the most success on TikTok. And I have the most followers on TikTok. I have like 7,500.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then on my other apps, and then TikTok, I haven't even been doing that long, but it's like easier to blow on there. But I like to make just the content. I'm just trying to figure out what content I can do to be on TikTok, like to be different, because doing voiceovers and dances and stuff is fun, but how can I make myself more unique? Because I get bored doing that, like just doing voiceovers and dance, like doing a little dance and stuff. I mean, it's fun, but I get bored. Like I want to be more custom. I want to do something else, but I really haven't figured out what way I want to go with my TikTok yet. Right. I have the most success with TikTok.
TikTok for sure. I know there's something to say about like feeling like you have to, like you're using your brain, like content that's making you're thinking, you're giving input, or it's fun or it's creative, and you kind of have to not recreate a trend, but you're like kind of creating, if you will. So
I feel like TikTok isn't really like creating. And it's like, I got 7,000 followers on there, but it's like, why y'all follow me for? Because I voiced over somebody. Like, you know what I mean? It's like not custom. It's like not setting first from everybody else. And I feel like I am different from a lot of people. I feel like I am. I feel like everybody's special in their own unique way. Everybody has something to offer as far as a content creator.
Right.
To somebody out there. But I don't know, TikTok, I'm just like, I like it. It's fun. But I'm like, it's not moving me.
Yeah. So what would you say your goal is, like in the next 5 years? Like what are some things that, where you want to be in terms of maybe views? If you have a number, like I want to be at this many views in the next 5 years, or I want to be collaborating with these types of brands, some things that you can kind of manifest.
I really like, I really been right now struggling with like a rebrand. I'm not really sure which way I want to go. I feel like I'm overdue to like start switching things up. That's why the other day I was like working on like, watching tons of videos on how to like edit differently and like just learn how to different editing skills. And I just want to like up my content. I really want to be, my ideal, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I want to like portray like that high end, like Black girl luxury kind of like aesthetic. And I just really want to work with more brands. I feel like I can be very marketable. I know when I'm working with different brands, or if somebody gives me something to create, like, okay, here's a product, we want you to create something for this product. I can be super creative that way. So I feel like I would be perfect for any brand that comes my way if it's a product that I use and I believe in. So my goal is to bring in, just to do better quality videos. I recently bought a new camera from somebody that showed me one of theirs, and I was like, you just said, and I was like, oh, I gotta get my phone. So
it was the one you posted? It's like an Osmo?
It's the Osmo Pocket.
Okay, yeah. I think I saw that.
Yes, I love it so much. It's so convenient. It's so small, and it's HD. Yeah. So, I guess my goal will be to work with more brands, and then start making like more money, because there are people who are there's so much money to be made on social media, and I get so angry because I'm like, what do I got to do to like tap into this money flow that everybody, like some people are just tapped into that on social media. Like they showed like some girl on TikTok, that Charlie D'Amelio girl, she made $23.7 million from TikTok. I'm like, how can I tap into this? And she's not even 21.
Yeah, exactly.
How can I tap into this? Like, how can I do this? So that's my goal. It's like tap into some of this big stuff everybody got.
Get some of that money that's out there, for sure. Yeah, that kind of leads me to my other question because I know you work like you get up super early, hit the gym, you go to an actual job, and then you're still creating content on this. How is that work, life, exercise, social balance? Like how's all of that?
Um, it's hard. I definitely know for a fact that if I didn't have to work my job, I could be making like I can spend more time doing like more in-depth content because I know that when I worked at other places before, I used to do a lot of like skits because I had time to film and edit those skits. Like now I work so much, I just only have certain time to do certain things. So I feel like everything that I do is just not my best. But it's definitely hard to balance everything. Like there's not enough time in the day. That's why I have to wake up so early to fit everything that I want to do in my day before I'm too busy to do it.
Yeah, I be seeing like 4 a.m., 4:20 a.m. checking in at the
Yeah.
gym type stuff. That's
It's so weird because the way that I sleep, I like people always ask me, how do you get up so early? Like, how do you always so energetic in the morning? Like, I sleep in increments. So I'll go to work at like 8. I'll work. When I get off work, I'll talk to Insta Snap. Then I'll take a shower. I'll go to sleep and I'll sleep for a couple hours. Then I'll wake up, start working on some content. Depending on how long, I'll take like another 1 or 2 hour nap. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Then I'll wake up. I'll go to work. I just like sleep in like like increments. Like I take short naps.
yeah.
Yeah.
Space it out. I mean, hey, whatever keeps you at like the highest level of efficiency, I suppose. Do you feel
Yeah.
any negatives coming from like how you sleep, or is this something that you feel like works for you and like how you create?
Um, the only thing is like sometimes like after I get off work and like if I want to go out, I'd be kind of tired. I just feel like a little tired. I'll go out anyway, but I just get super tired fast. But I know it's because I'm not sleeping like a straight 8 hours. I catch up on my sleep on the weekends, but that's the only thing. Like I get, and people make fun. Like the other day I went to the movies, I fell asleep. I was tired. I wanted to go, and I went, but I paid like $8 to fall asleep.
Pass out in the comfy chairs. Did they at least recline?
Mm-hmm.
I said, did they at least recline?
They did recline.
We just 2 hours of just resting noise for a little bit.
They did, and then I had my sweater and everything.
Oh yeah, they definitely get cold in there. So for some of the spots that you visited and vlogged, no, before I get to some of your favorites, I did have a question because like you talked about in the next 5 years, you want to tap into some more of that money and also look into working with brands and some of those brand deals. Have you worked with some brands, and what's been your experience with collabs with other creators too? So 2-part thing, product, brand deal stuff, and then
some brands before. I recently there's actually something called a creator calculator. So you can Google the creator calculator. You put in your Instagram or you put in all your social media platforms. It'll calculate all your followers and your engagement, and it'll tell you how much you can charge a company if they want to work with you.
Okay.
So
that's called creative calculator.
Yeah, it's called like a content creators calculator.
Okay.
So a lot of the brands that I work with, they don't pay me nowhere near that. The calculator says I should be getting paid. Because what I get paid from different like companies from Instagram. Like yesterday I got a sponsorship for this like fitness company that has like a pre-workout.
Yeah.
So they want me they're gonna pay me to post about their pre-workout and like their fitness stuff.
Oh, nice.
But I had to do a proposal on how much I wanted like per post. So I'm just waiting to see if I got approved or not. But yeah, just that creator calculator is like something else because you really don't understand how much you're like undercharging yourself.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of creatives kind of experience that. Like, what do I charge? Maybe they feel like they're new to like working with people, but they feel like they're really good in their space, so trying to find that number.
Yeah, the creator calculator helped me out a lot because when it told me, I was like, are you serious? I was like, wow, okay, I gotta up it. I gotta up the bar. But then I also want to up my content because I want brands to feel like they're getting what they're paying for. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hold on a second.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's all good. No problem.
I knew he was gonna do that.
Somebody was like at the door or something.
It's just the neighbors.
Oh, dogs. Yeah, they just bark when they hear something. But okay, no, that's some really good information too. I'm gonna jot that down and make sure we try to like spread some more information about that creative calculator so
Mm-hmm.
folks are able to figure out, hey, when I want to step to a brand, like here's how I figure out, what at least the public thinks I'm worth. If I put my numbers up and my
Because a lot of the brands, they will offer you, like, especially being a Black creator, they will offer you like the lowest like charge.
right.
So you have to like stand firm in like what you think you're worth. Like stick by what you think you're worth because they be playing.
Right. Yeah. Just to try to see what they can get. Because, like, it's a space where so
Mm-hmm.
many people can participate. You don't know where any one person is in their journey, So they're just like, hey,
Right.
we're going to try to get the lowest overhead possible. You
Like
know
I
what I'm
had a
saying?
company before that was not paying me really nothing. Like it was not even nothing I was worried about. But they had so many like, we want this, we want this, we want this, we want you to do this. And then I would post for them and they're like, well, we don't like it like this. We want you to delete it and do it over like this. And I'm like, dude, you're not even paying me like all that much to be doing all this work. So I
Right.
recently like stopped working with them. Like I just after I seen that creator calculator, I was like, yeah, no. It
Yeah.
was like a lot of work they were wanting me to do for not that much. So you just have to like believe in yourself and stand by your what you think you're worth. Because there's somebody out there that will believe that you're worth that too.
Right. Nah, that's real. So, keep hope alive for sure. And then you don't have to say yes to every opportunity, like if you just because you are hungry and you out here chasing it, just because one comes, like more will come. You just got to be patient and,
Yeah.
just keep being consistent. If you're like, yo, that's not what I'm looking for. And as more opportunities come your way and you just hold it up against like what you're willing to accept versus, I'm not willing to accept that.
That's a huge thing. Like it's don't say yes to everything that comes at you. Because there's like times where people will ask me, like, or somebody will reach out to me like, hey, we want to know if you're interested in working with us on this. And I'm like, no, because I don't really like that product.
Mhm.
I don't really like. I'm not gonna sit up here and promote something that I don't really use or something that I don't like. So
Right.
I turn down things all the time. I'm like, no, that's not really for me, or that's not something that my following I want to talk about with my following. Like, and it's okay to tell companies that, and they understand.
Right. I mean, they have to. Otherwise, like, what are you just
Yeah.
gonna get mad? You gonna get mad
Right.
that I don't want to push your stuff? Like, all right. So yeah, we're gonna switch to something a little lighter. Like, what shows and stuff do you like watching? So, I mean, when I first started this podcast, we started based like in 2020 into 2020. So it was like a lot of pandemic, what people are watching. So I'm kind of still keeping that alive. You don't have to talk about what you watched during the pandemic, but any of your favorite shows out there that you enjoy that they could be, group popular super favorites, or they could be some stuff that you may be putting people onto.
Um, everybody, a lot of people asking. I actually don't even watch TV. I don't
Mhm.
watch really movies or anything like that. I just watch YouTube.
Nice. Well, we could.
If I get
Who
home,
you watching?
like sit and chill, like when like if I'm like home just chilling, I want to watch. I would just watch other YouTubers.
Okay, nice. Like, who are you watching?
There's a couple YouTubers here that I watch. Like there's this girl. Her YouTube name is Yellow Jade. I don't know if you or Jade. She's a YouTuber that I watch. She's like hair and makeup and stuff like that. There's another YouTuber that vlogs out here. Her name's Marisha TV.
Okay.
She lives out here. I like to watch her videos. There's a girl, like the whole reason I started YouTube was this girl that I found, and her name is Latoya Forever.
Mm-hmm.
She's like the whole reason I started YouTube. If I never would have found her on YouTube, I would have never even started YouTube. I didn't even know YouTube was, people were even making videos until I found her channel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
And
make
she posted something on Instagram the other day, and I made a comment on the post, and she liked it and then said thank you. I was so hyped. I was like, oh my god!
You don't even know you the reason I started.
Right? And I don't want to be the one in the comments like, "Did me good."
Right.
You know, I get so many comments because she's got like 1 million something followers. But I was like,
okay.
I screenshotted it to my sister. I was like, "What somebody else said? What's up to me?" I was so hyped.
No, that's real. That's dope. And that's I'm pretty much similar too. Like in terms of what I watch mostly is like YouTube stuff. I'm on YouTube. I'm into sports. I'm into poetry, like all of that stuff, but like through YouTube. Whatever channels are creating content around music and all that stuff. I'm tapped in with whatever podcasts and shows that are on. There's so many. Like my history is just so random. It'll be on track and field one day, then boxing the next, and I'm just like in these spaces. It's kind of why I love YouTube. I enjoy just the variety that it has.
I just like the realness of it. A lot of people ask me like, well, what kind of channel is your channel? Like, do you have a makeup channel? Do you have a hair channel?
Yeah.
I just say as like a lifestyle channel because I really don't focus on one specific like thing. I just post like what's going on in my life and what I'm going through and what I'm interested in at the time. So it's just kind of a whole, I feel like my channel is just a whole blog of a lot of stuff that's happened to me and things that I just shared throughout my life.
Yeah.
But I like to watch other like lifestyle bloggers. But I'm just interested to know like what other people are going through in their lives and how other people are living like different places. I'm just interested in people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when you edit your videos, are you editing on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer? How do you like to edit?
I used to edit on my phone all the time, but now I have an actual camera because a lot of people don't know this, but up until I bought that camera, I didn't have one.
Oh, okay. So most of it was iPhone or whatever kind of phone you have?
Yeah. All my videos up until this point have been on my iPhone. And I've been editing on iMovie. I'll just airdrop it to my iPad and I'll just edit from my iPad.
That way it's bigger.
Yeah. But now I have a computer. But most of my editing I still do on my iPad. I guess I'm just used to it. But now the footage is coming from my camera instead of my phone.
Right. So a little bit of a process to get it all over, but once it's all like on the device, you can get back into the normal groove of editing.
Yeah, and then with the camera that I got, I was actually surprised on how easy it was to transfer the footage from the camera to the iPad. It's super easy. I was like, oh my God, I should have bought a camera a long time ago. I just didn't know which one. But I feel like people don't treat you like a real content creator if you don't use an actual camera.
Right.
Do you ever get that? Like, I feel like people just don't like treat you like an actual content creator unless you're using a camera.
Yes. Yeah, it definitely depends because there's some folks that'll give you the inspiring talk like just use what you got, and just go out there like the Gary V's of the world. He'll just tell you to pop open your camera and turn it towards your face, and
I'm all for that. Like it's just as good. It's 4K. Like you can upload in 4K. You can change your settings to. iPhone has one of the best cameras. I feel like.
Right. And especially depending on what you want to go for. If you're going for that film quality or if you're going for a certain look and aesthetic, you definitely should pursue to eventually get that. But at least don't let your creative mindset or don't let that inspiration die just because you don't have a camera.
Right. Yeah. Because now that I have my camera and it's it's kind of a gimbal too.
Oh,
and
nice.
It'll fall. It's kind of like so it looks like cinematic on the camera versus my phone. I'm like, okay, I see what y'all say.
Some of the differences, yeah. No,
right.
Definitely. That's real.
Yeah.
So I talked a little bit earlier about you hitting different spots when you vlog. What's been one of your favorite spots that you visited during one of those vlogs?
Like a place or like a restaurant or just period?
So it could be a place like a museum. It could be a restaurant, like somewhere where you got to eat at, or it could have been this random mural that you went to go look at.
Well, I just love every place I go. I love it. I'm not even hard to please. I love everything so much. I'm always so excited about everything. But I went to this place called Burrito Queen.
Okay.
It's a restaurant. They just opened one up here, over in Glendale. That food was so bomb. But Mexican food is my favorite food. I like Mexican food and seafood.
Okay.
It was so good. So I was really excited about that. It was really nice. And then there was a place I went to recently, one of my most recent vlogs downtown. It's called Champagne Lanes. It's a little bar. It has a bowling alley and pool table inside. But it was so girly, so glittery. It was so cute. I was so excited. I was I love this place.
So those
and it was outside. Downtown's my Roosevelt. That's where I'm always at. I never really go out to Scottsdale. I actually hate Scottsdale. I never have a good time when I go out there. But I feel
it's hit or miss for sure.
Do you go to Scottsdale?
Not too often, but only when there's the only place I'm trying to go to is there. Then I would go.
Do you party out there? Do you party?
Not anymore. When I was in undergrad for sure. Yeah, but not as of the last 5 years.
Okay, yeah, because I feel Scottsdale just clubs. I really don't like clubs.
Yeah.
I like functions or bar. I want to sit down and chill and drink and talk and have fun.
No, that's real.
Just Roosevelt, I guess, would be my favorite place to go.
Roosevelt. Okay, nice. And they always got stuff going on, Roosevelt Row or.
Yes, yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Phoenix.
One of my favorite spots, actually, I will say, and I go actually every Sunday. I take my dog there. I take my laptop there, and I just edit a lot of my videos there. Is this place in Roosevelt? It's called Jobot. the
Oh
coffee
yeah.
place.
Yep.
I'm there like every Sunday.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And,
I mean,
yeah.
that's been a staple in downtown community for a while, even when they had that first location off of like Third or something like that.
It was in the little house, remember? With
Yep.
the yeah, right by the
And they had
Lost.
those umbrellas outside, and yep.
Yes. Yeah, so now it's like they moved it down a little bit, but that's probably one of my goals. I'm there like at least once or twice a week.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I love Joe
Mm-hmm.
Bot. Like one of my most iconic pictures. I don't know who took it of me. Some guy was there. He took a picture of me like performing poetry down there, and it's just like his editing style was pretty great too. But like just how it looks was pretty dope. It's shot down there at Joe Bot.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. All right, so yeah, we're gonna wrap up here relatively soon. I do have a couple more for you. I want to see your favorite meal. Your favorite meals. One, your favorite meal to purchase that you don't have to cook, and then your favorite meal to actually cook yourself.
My favorite meal. Ooh, I would probably have to say seafood bayal from Hot and Juicy. I love Hot and Juicy.
Okay.
That's like I love like, oh my gosh. That's like my favorite place. That place is so good. Do you like Hot and Juicy?
I haven't been. I love seafood though. Like my family's from Jamaica and Belize, so we do a lot of seafood stuff. But I have not gone to Hot and Juicy out here yet.
Oh my gosh, you have to try it. It's so bomb. It's so bomb. And then like, so I like that.
And what did you say you got? You said the seafood royale.
It's a seafood boil. It's like
Oh,
a bag.
boil. Okay, I thought you said
But I
royale.
just
I
say it
thought it
like
was
that.
some famous. I thought it was some fancy shit. I was like, okay,
That's my accent. The seafood bayal.
royale. Okay.
And I really recently got into like those tacos that you dip in the juice.
Oh, like the birria.
Yes.
I can't pronounce it properly. My R is
Barilla.
birria. Yeah. I'm gonna stop now before I make a clip of myself.
But there's this place on Indian School. It's like not too far away from my house, but they have like really good like tacos, barilla tacos with the so good. So I like those. And then my favorite, honestly, I'm not really a good cook, but the thing that I probably eat the most at home is I eat a lot of like salad.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Nice.
I just it's just they sell this salad. They sell this salad in a bag at Walmart. It's like a salad kit, so it comes with salad dressing and stuff. I just grab one of those, and that'll last me about 2 days.
Nice. So then, what you just cook up? Are you vegetarian or vegan?
I was vegetarian for a while. Like I recently just started eating. I don't eat red meat at all. Like
Okay.
I don't red meat. I don't drink soda either. That's another thing. I never drink. I haven't had an actual soda since. Well, I have it when I mix it with alcohol, but I haven't had like an actual cup of like a bottle of soda in like a long time. I don't drink soda.
Right.
But like
Speaking
sometimes
of-
I make some chicken.
My bad. You saw that Jack and Coke collab coming in the near future.
Yeah, I'll probably mess with that. I ain't gonna lie. I don't
It's the only
drink soda,
time you
but
slide soda in there.
Jack and Coke is like my go-to drink, and I like a good martini too.
Okay. Not to make it.
That's another one of my favorite places downtown. Is this place called Hanny's?
Okay. HANNYS or
Mm-hmm.
okay. I think I've seen that somewhere.
Yes, downtown on 3rd, I think.
Mm.
I like that place too.
Is
Yeah,
it like for the drinks? I don't know if it was like the aesthetic or they had some kind of other attraction.
the aesthetic, the drinks, like it just feels very like upscale.
Okay. Handy.
But
I'm
that's
definitely writing these down so we can check them out. I'll be popping up some different graphics too as we talk about different things when I edit later.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, as we get close to the end here, I want to get some tips and advice you to give to other folks that may have been in your position before you moved to Arizona, where you got something going and you kind of want to be somewhere else. Like, do you have any words of advice or wisdom that you can share with folks that may be in a position that you were in earlier?
I would say, like for content creators.
I mean, I don't want to just like limit it to that, because I know that even like yourself outside of creating content, I don't know if you're still into it, but like you were acting, you were doing other things. So there are people out here that just want to be like Black Girl Magic and various versions, of that. So
I would probably say the best advice I could give somebody would be to just, and this is probably gonna sound really like corny, but just be yourself. Like that's like, be yourself and be comfortable with who you are, because if you're comfortable with who you are, then nothing no one can say or no one can do can break you. I feel like that's that's like one of the biggest goals I could probably give somebody advice. Like, just be comfortable being yourself.
No, that's amazing.
And just to be nice to yourself. Like, be nice to yourself.
That part too, because like for me, like how I would receive that advice, because I'm like my worst critic. I post a video, I'm watching it 8 times. Nah, you messed up there. Could have been better here. And in moments where I should celebrate small victories, I'm looking at what went wrong or those types of things. So definitely growing to get better at that. So no, it's definitely some great advice, and I know that folks even today that are creating could benefit from that, because a lot of people compare their day ones to like somebody else's day 784, where you're like, yo, I'm just starting this, I'm just getting into it, but I'm looking at D's channel and she's killing it, what I'm saying, I want to be like that, and they're just like, I can't get there, but they don't know that it took you from your hometown to here, to meeting different people, to getting new equipment, all these stages to get to where you got to today, and you still have more to go.
That's for sure. I just feel like that's just so important.
Absolutely. Well, now I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to hop on and chat with me.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me. I hope I wasn't talking too much, because I'm really nervous.
Oh, nah, this was perfect.
I'm like nervous talking to you.
Nah, I learned a whole bunch of stuff too, like about spots out here, and even just like your journey too, because I had seen some stuff, we watched some of the content, but like to know like it wasn't always like this, what I'm saying? It's like some people come across really well, like, because I know this is the end, but like this is the extra content, because like Keith is somebody that we know and we've worked with before, in terms of like doing a blog interview for, and I know that you guys collabed on some content in the past as well, like at live events type stuff, where you got the microphone and you're interviewing people at the events. Like, tell me a little bit about that if you can.
You're talking about KUT, right? Okay, so it's so funny when I met him, because I was downtown Mesa with Cosmic at the time.
Hey,
it used to be really cool, and we were singing on the side of the road. Was he playing the guitar? We were in Mesa on the side of the road, singing on the side of the road, and KUT walked by with his camera, and I was like, and he was another black guy. So I was like, oh, there's another black guy. And what's he doing with that camera? And where is he filming? And what is he doing? So I ran to him, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you, but what are you doing?
Right. Yeah.
And then he started talking to me, and then we exchanged numbers, and then he started following me, and then he saw what I did, and then he wanted to collab with me. And then I did an interview. He had an art show coming up, and I met him downtown, and I set up my camera at this yoga studio. They were nice to let us use their building. And I just did an interview with him, and then he's like, wow, you're really good at interviewing. Do you think you would be able to interview like at an event? And I was like, I can try. And then we did Phoenix Fashion Week, Arizona Hip Hop Festival. I was out there. The Phoenix Flea, I was out there interviewing people. So we had got all this footage, and we were planning on like creating like a channel together, like of interviews in like Arizona, like for people to check out. Mm-hmm. But then like I was going through something at the time, and then it was my fault. I was going through something at the time.
Life stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So I let what I was going through like get the best of me, and then he just started doing it on his own. But yeah, that's my guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Arizona has such a great community of people out here, and glad to share it with you. Thank you for hopping on.
No problem. Oh, thank you for having me.
For sure.
Light, and that one just broke, and then I had a little ring light, and then that one broke. I guess you can say I'm getting good use out of stuff.
Right. Hey, for sure. Over the time I've been doing this, like I've collected so much stuff, and some of it still works, some of it doesn't, but you got to get what you can get while you can. I usually try to do all my buying like around holidays, whatever sales are going on, try to get some gear.
Yeah.
All right, well, look, I'm gonna start this recording in Zoom.
Recording in progress.
We're pretty much just gonna roll into it. So, quick question, just for me, even though we're rolling, this part probably won't be in it. Like,
okay.
So, for your name, is it do you emphasize the O? Is it DiVoy'e or is it DiVoy'e?
DiVoy'e.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you do DiVoy'e. Yeah, DiVoy'e.
Okay, I just didn't want to say
so it's beside the bow.
What'd you say?
The V is actually capitalized in my name.
Right, yeah, Dion.
So yeah, I would put emphasis on the Vo, so DiVoy'e.